Hello YouTube, my name's Rob. If you haven't noticed already, I'm from the UK, a nation known for its quirky sense of humour, rich traditions and a history soaked in the blood of the innocent. And although we couldn't be further apart culturally, I can't help but feel some sort of shared kinship with Japan. A small island nation known for its quirky sense of humour, rich traditions and a history soaked in the blood. Well, you see where I'm going with this. Fucking small country syndrome. I've learned something these past few months, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm fundamentally a moron. Iced over with a bit of cockwomble, heated at gas mark cum guzzler, and topped off with a hearty dollop of twat. The reason for this is I played the original Yakuza game back in 2005, but I only played it for around about an hour, and I never really touched the whole series again. Roll forward the clock to just a few months ago when I finally caved in and picked up a copy of Yakuza 0, and damn, this game, fam, it's like pretty good, yo. So I thought I'd take some time to tell you the reasons why you, yes you, right there with your unconventional but devastatingly good looks, should go and play a Yakuza game right now. Oh, I'm not playing a Yakuza game. Isn't Yakuza just another GTA clone? No, don't start with that shit. It's something that was bound around the early days of the series, and something that only shows you're clearly an ignorant little toe poker with the moral integrity of discarded fanny jam. Oh, sorry, I was just saying my opinion. Well, don't. Opinions aren't welcome around these parts. That, and you're an uninformed butt plug with crudely drawn eyes that I've done just to illustrate a point. Anyway, you know how like GTA is a really good satirical sideswipe at American culture? An exaggeration of a series of stereotypes that manages to recognise both the lunacy and the hypocrisy of the cultural norms? Well, this in essence is the only major part that the Yakuza series shares with the GTA series. Enough said. Scale is a word that's bound around when people talk about open world games, and normally people assume scale is something that's equal to how much square footage there is on a map. The question you'll hear often when the next open world title is announced is how big is the map? Or, oh my god, this map is like 5 times bigger than the last map that we made. Like the size of the map is some way going to be a measure of how much fun you're going to have in it. Yakuza offers a small open world in terms of square footage, but a huge open world when it comes to scale. These games are packed to the brim with content, so much so that you'll often have trouble going from one mission to the next without getting distracted by something. Now, if we look at Assassin's Creed Origins, another open world title that boasts huge scale and is generally held in high regard. When I played it, I couldn't help but feel that narratively, the game just wanted you to keep moving. It's like you arrive at a new settlement, think to yourself, oh, this looks like a new and interesting place, I can't wait to explore it. You do one story mission and suddenly, well, the game's like, no, fuck you, now you need to move on to the next town. I couldn't help but feel like a tourist when playing Assassin's Creed, being hurried around location to location and not really absorbing the painstakingly created world that had been crafted for me to explore. This just simply isn't the case with Yakuza. Taking place in the same town every game with a few other locations thrown in for a variety, you soon get to know your way around Kamurocho. In fact, after a few hours, I knew my way around the city, and then I could really start exploring every nook and cranny, in a way I simply can't with a game that has a map that stretches for miles and miles. In this case, bigger just isn't better. The story of the Yakuza series really isn't the part that I expected much from. Much like GTA, I was expecting them to serve as throwaway moments to fill in the gaps in between your gameplay. Again, the Yakuza series managed to surprise me when I found myself getting totally hooked on the story unfolding in front of me. Now, I'm not going to say that Yakuza games are the best stories ever told, because they're not. Not by a long shot. They're quite contrived and totally melodramatic. But like all good soap operas, Yakuza likes to dangle a carrot in front of your stupid donkey face and lead you down a narrative path that likes to twist and turn at every possible chance. It's weird, because me saying it in that way, it makes it sound bad. And if it was a movie, it would be awful. But Yakuza completely respects that it's a game first and a story a second. And as a playable experience, the way the story unfolds in front of you is nothing short of spectacular. Every fight feels important, every scene has a levity and emotion. It is all woven in a way that makes you want to keep pushing on. What more can you want from a story in a game? In what might be the most appealing part of a Yakuza game is the mania that is its side stories and the mini games that it throws at you. With a main story that's steeped in intrigue, conspiracy, extreme violence, emotional betrayal and family bonds, there's something so simply brilliant about the lunacy of what you do to distract yourself from the hardships of the Yakuza lifestyle. The side stories are nothing short of absolute genius, in which a stoic and honourable Yakuza legend like Kiryu is placed right in the middle of the most ridiculous situations. Both the stories themselves and Kiryu's reaction to them is absolutely spot on. Want to teach a budding dominatrix the value of confidence? There's a side story for that. Want to follow the tale of a woman who believes she's travelled back 1 year in the future? There's a side story for that. Want to photograph a woman crashing her moped whilst fantasizing about a male idol on a poster? There's a side story for that. Since a much improved localization team was introduced for Yakuza 0, the side stories are absolutely superbly written and will constantly plant a smile on your face. This is aside from a long list of mini games that you can take part in, from authentic licensed arcade games, batting practice, bowling, mahjong, pocket racing, a fighting arena, building a baseball team, chatting up hostesses, amongst many, many more. It's just purely brilliant. If you've never played a Yakuza game, I highly recommend you start at Yakuza 0. Being a prequel to the first game, it's a great introduction to a series that's been greatly underserved in gaming. It's easily a 50 hours plus experience, and I guarantee you'll walk away from it feeling like it was money well spent. From there you've got Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake of the first game, and then after that you can move on to the recently bought out Yakuza 6. I'd say you probably play through all three of these games in that order, from Yakuza 0 moving on to Kiwami and then on to 6. Obviously you can play on the older ones if you want. I'd say that the localization is not as good as what it has been for these three that have recently been bought out over the past 2 years, but if you want to go back and play them, they are on the PlayStation 3, so I'm sure you'll be able to find them out there using the interwebs. And that is it for this week. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I've been Rob. Please don't forget to hit that subscriber button. We're only a small diddy witty mini channel, and every subscriber we manage to acquire really makes a whole day. So please, if you wouldn't mind and you're not already one of our subscribers, please do that. And that's it. So I'm out, and I will see you guys soon. Peace. Wearing shorts. Wearing shorts.